2:45 in the morning, Donald Trump got on Truth Social, and he tweeted that the biggest threat to national security in the history of our entire country, just keep that in mind, the history of our entire country, the biggest threat to national security would be if the Supreme Court did not allow him to unilaterally imply tariffs across the board for everybody. So let's talk about what he is and isn't allowed to do. But before we do that, please go to my website, kylegauck.com. I'm running for Congress in the 2nd District of Connecticut, and this stuff is important. It affects you and your everyday life, and affects me and my family in our everyday life. So that's kylegauck.com. So the problem here is not that Donald Trump is not allowed to implement tariffs on specific countries for specific reasons. The argument is that he is not allowed to do sweeping tariffs across the board on absolutely anybody and everybody he wants, because that affects the fiscality of the country, or in other words, the finances of the country. And if you remember from your constitutional class or your civics class, the finances and the purse belong to Congress. So by allowing him to unilaterally sweep tariffs across at everybody, he's affecting the finances of the country as a whole, and that's not allowed, right? That is a congressional responsibility. Anyway, his senile old self went on a rant at 2 to 2:45 in the morning on Truth Social. You can go look up the truths yourself if you want to read them. Very interesting. This man is, I think, on his last leg, but he's grasping at straws here. So hopefully the Supreme Court does the right thing and weighs in the appropriate manner. My name's Kyle. I'm running for Congress in the 2nd District of Connecticut. Please go to my website, kylegauck.com. Sign up to donate, sign up to volunteer, sign up for our free weekly newsletter. And as always, if you made it this far, thank you. I love you, and we'll definitely talk soon.